What is up, and welcome back to Viral Ed, where we create the best educational content on the planet. Don't forget to share our videos on social media, whether that be Facebook or YouTube, and most importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. Previously, we have discussed basic algebra, covering what algebra is, the 3 easy steps to solving algebraic equations, and then also we went through some examples. I've got a lot of feedback on that video, which will be linked in the description below. However, some people have asked if I can make a video around solving equations with variables on each side instead of just the left. So that is what this video will be covering. Again, we'll be using the 3 steps to solve algebraic equations and go through 3 examples that increase in difficulty as we progress through this video. So without further ado, the 3 easy steps are as follows. First step is expanding the equation, getting rid of all the brackets. This allows us to collect the common terms, which is step 2. This just makes the equation easier to read and therefore solve. The last step is inverse operations, which allows us to solve the equation by having all the unknown variables on one side of the equation. For these examples, we'll be moving all unknown variables to the left side. So the first example we'll be going through is 4x plus 3 equals 7x plus 6. If we look at the first step, expanding, there isn't anything to expand in this equation, which allows us to move on to the next step, collect like terms. If we look at the equation, the terms on each side are all different, so we are unable to collect just yet. Step 3, now we are able to do something. Like I said before, we want to get the unknowns on the same side. To do this, we use inverse operations. To move the 7x to the left, we need to subtract negative 7x from both sides. This means the negative 7x and 7x cancel out on the right side. Now we want to move the 3 to the right side, and to do this we subtract 3 from each side. This means the 3 and negative 3 cancel out on the left side. We are now left with 4x take 7x equals 6 take 3. If we collect the like terms, we are left with negative 3x equals 3. Now to get the x by itself, we need to use the rule inverse operations again. So we divide the negative 3x by negative 3. If we do this to one side, we must do it to the other. So we divide the 3 by negative 3 also. Therefore, x equals negative 1. This is the final answer. This equation was the easier of the 3, as there was no expanding or collecting of like terms earlier. Now on to the second example, which is 5x plus 6 take 2x equals x take 7 plus 3x. Again, if we look at the first step, expand, there is no brackets to expand, so we're able to move on to the next step immediately, collecting like terms. As you can see, we have like terms on both sides of the equation that will be able to be collected. 5x and negative 2x on the left side, and on the right side we have x and 3x. If we collect these terms, we are left with 3x plus 6 equals 4x take 7. On to step 3, which is inverse operations, to again get the unknowns on the same side. To do this, we move the 4x to the left by subtracting negative 4x from each side, meaning they cancel out on the right side. We do the same method to move the 6 to the right side. Once we collect the like terms, like previously, we are left with negative x equals negative 13. Now we always want the x to be positive, so to do this we divide by negative 1. And again, what we do to the left, we have to do to the right. Therefore, this leaves us with x equals 13. The reason we divide by negative 1 is when x is by itself, we know that the number in front is always 1. And in this case, the x is negative, so the number in front is negative 1. Now on to the harder equation. The third example is 3 bracket 2x minus 4 bracket equals negative 3 bracket 4x plus 2 bracket. We can expand this equation as there are brackets. So if we look at the left side, we need to multiply everything in the brackets by 3. And on the right side, we need to multiply everything in the brackets by negative 3. This leaves us with 6x minus 12 equals negative 12x take 6. The next step is collecting like terms. There is no like terms on either side of the equation, so we can move on to step 3, which is inverse operations. Like previously, we want the unknowns on the same side, so we add 12x to each side while adding 12 to each side also. The 12x and minus 12x and the 12 and negative 12 cancel out, leaving us with 6x plus 12x equals 12 take 6. We collect the like terms here, leaving us with 18x equals 6. The part is getting the x by itself, and to do this we divide each side by the number in front of x, which is 18. This leaves us with x equals 1 over 3. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope this clarified any doubt you had with solving algebraic equations with variables on both sides. If you want some easier or harder examples, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the other videos in the description. Once you have done that, we look forward to seeing you next video.